5 straight SEC wins, capped off by a victory over Florida. Life is good in the Gamecock Nation. Hello and welcome to the Steve Spurrier Show. The Gamecocks beat the Florida Gators for the first time in 66 years. 30-22, the final score, and the Gamecocks go to 7-3 on the season. Coach, congratulations. A monumental win for your football team, and I'm sure personally satisfying to you. How did this team get here?
Todd, it was just a wonderful, glorious day for everybody that loves University of South Carolina. It was good for the school, the fans, alumni, all of us, team, and so forth. And it was just our players, they know how to play the game now. And our coaching staff's done a super job of just instilling discipline now. I think we had 3 penalties for 20 yards. Florida had 11. We played with no turnovers throughout the course of the game, and it just sort of worked out. We had our good moments, offense, defense, and special teams. No big plays allowed, and just solid victory. Ended up running the ball about as well as we've run all year, which seemed to be the thing we needed to do to beat these guys. But again, for our football program, our university, this is just a wonderful victory, and hopefully we can help this give us confidence to move on to even greater things.
All right, 7-3 is the record for the Gamecocks right now. More to come. Right now we've got our Palmetto Health Injury Report and a light schedule on that. Kenny McKinley, I saw him after the game. He just had a little slight hip pointer, I think, Coach.
Yeah, he had a hip pointer. He went in there and made a very nice block on the play, and I think he caught a knee right on the hip socket. But hopefully he'll be okay this week.
All right, highlights from Williams-Brice Stadium when we come back on the Steve Spurrier Show.
The Steve Spurrier Show is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, South Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, Palmetto Health, Corner Pantry, Carolina Dodge, Regions Bank, Providence Heart Institute, Carolina Pride, Coca-Cola, and South Carolina Education Lottery.
Good news! I got us on the family share plan. Each of you gets a Verizon wireless phone, so whenever you go out, you'll have the network. When you guys go to the mall,
we'll have the network.
And when you go wherever it is that you go,
I'll have the network.
There's only one family share plan that also has the nation's most reliable wireless network. Add up to 3 lines for just $9.99 each. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Watch that. I got him. I see him. Give me the ball, Pops. Come get it. I think that's challenge. Are you serious? I won't even put my bag down. Come on, man. Don't let that man shoot you. I got nothing. You don't got nothing. Your mouth looks dry. Have a Coke. Your face something. Daddy hung on you. You know what that is? That's the roof top, son. Legend.
The all-new Ram Mega Cab has an available Cummins diesel, the only reclining rear seats, and the most rear seat legroom in a truck. It has the world's biggest cab.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later. Okay. Who's riding shotgun?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Hi, honey.
Comfy back there?
The Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big.
Our hometown, where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
No matter how the ball bounces, you'll always come out ahead with Carolina Pride. Carolina Pride, perennial Southeastern champs.
Remember, fans, after every Gamecock victory, go into a participating Hardee's on Sunday or Monday and receive $1 off a thick burger combo. Out to Williams-Brice Stadium, over 83,000 on hand for this game. It was a beautiful day for football, Coach.
Yeah, it was college football at its finest, Todd, and hopefully a lot of those high school kids out there will say, hey, South Carolina's got everything everybody else has got. They got fans, they got a stadium, they can play football. So it was a glorious day, sun shining, not a cloud in the sky, and our players really gave full effort yesterday.
Things started out with a bang here. Here's Chris Sleek in the shotgun.
We had to try to get pressure. We get a tip ball and get the ricochet. And here goes Chris Tucker. His defensive guys are helping him out. Made a nice cut there. Secure the ball. They're going to be hitting at it. And he rambles down to about the 5-yard line. Set up our first touchdown.
That's our Sandsbury Eye Center. Did you see that play? And Chris is rumbling and stumbling here, Coach. You might have to take a look at him at fullback.
Yeah, that was a nice run. I tell you what, Todd, I apologize to our band and our fans. We did not stay out there for the alma mater yesterday. During the commotion after the game, they must have had 1,000 media camera guys out there, and I talked to a few guys here and there. But anyway, here's a big run by Mike Davis, leaping into the end zone. Beautiful run right there.
I'll tell you what, he's gotten one coming into this ball game, and he gets 2 on the day, but this one he leaves his feet about 4 yards to go, and it's the first score for Carolina.
Yeah, that's got to be a pretty picture right there, him up in the air going in the end zone. But anyway, I asked Nashawn, I said, Nashawn, have we had our prayer in the alma mater? He said, yeah, everybody's going in. Let's come on in. So we all started going in. And then later I said, we didn't have the alma mater. So I apologize to our band and everybody, because that's something that we need to do after every home game, and hopefully that won't happen again.
Well, I know they're glad that you made all the national news last night with the victory over the Florida Gators, and for one time we'll take that. Chris Leak going to work, Chad Jackson, one of their fine receivers.
Yeah, this game followed a lot of our wins, Todd. They were on the field longer than us. They had more plays, had more yards, but we had more points. And as we know, that's what determines the winner. The guy gets the most points. So they got a nice little drive going here. And I think we stop them and force a field goal.
Billy Lasco on the H-back for Florida, caught one out in the flats. Here he is again, going to work. Yeah. Nice play by Chris Hampton, Coach.
Yeah, good break on the ball. Chris had him in the flat, and we hold him to a field goal, I think, right here.
It's nice to have Chris back in. He's had that bad, I guess, ankle that's kept him out some.
Yep.
Now, Heatland comes on for a 30-yard field goal, makes it 7-3.
Yep, we scored first. My daughter reminded me that whoever scores first always wins, Dad, so try to score first. So, you know, you think about those things when it happens, although, you know, it's 7-3, it's anybody's game, but it is amazing how that statistic holds up so much. Watch this run by Sidney. I mean, that's a heck of a 5-yard run right there to get the first down, and that kept this drive going that led to a touchdown.
We're going over to the second quarter now, and Blake Mitchell and Shock going back to work.
Yeah, this is some catch by Sidney.
Unbelievable.
We're trying to run a corner route and got shoved a little bit, and Blake threw it way behind him, but he adjusted and ran right into the ball. Beautiful play by Sidney Rice.
Sidney ends up with 5 catches for 112 yards, and he also had 3 penalties against him for pass interference.
I tell you what, this was a nice play to go rambling in the end zone about 5 yards deep. Well blocked play by our offensive line, and Dave Lagas, our tight end, sort of was one of our lead blockers with our fullback, Leonard. Here we get another sack, and got good pressure on Leak most of the day.
Your team has 5 sacks against the Florida Gators, and now they lead the SEC with 30. Never would have thought that 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, here's the draw play. Made about 7 or 8. We sort of changed our game plan, Mick. As the game went, they had been a man-to-man team with about 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, and they decided they didn't want to play Sidney man-to-man, so they backed off a little bit, zoned up, and we felt like we had a little bit more room to run the ball. And here's Mike running off tackle for about 20, 25 yards.
It's nice to see him get in and back outside. He had 88 yards rushing on the day. Another one of your goal line plays, Coach.
Yeah, fullback up the middle. And Dacus goes in nicely. That was a 4th and 1. And that was obviously another one of the big plays in the game. Getting touchdowns instead of field goals. I'm just a big believer that those touchdowns add up faster. But this was sort of a weird play. Bounced right to their guy.
Marcus Thomas came right up the middle.
So that's a 3-point play in the game right there. Yeah, one of our linemen had a little leakage up there. And they block it, and it ricochets to their guy, and he goes on in. So that was... that wasn't a good play, but our guys have learned bad plays are going to happen, We just got to keep on playing till the game's over.
This is Moore, one of their running backs. They use another freshman for them. He gains 7 yards on the play.
Right. They really wanted to run more than they wanted to throw, I think. Here's Jonathan. Good hustle by Lance. Sort of reminiscent of last week when Jonathan went for an interception and missed, and the guy caught it and went a few yards, but we were there to get the guy down quicker this time.
Had a couple of those plays yesterday, actually, where good coverage was on and then trying to get the break on it. Chris Leak with a great throw to Chad Jackson.
Yeah, they ran a little wheel route, and we were in a 4-deep scheme, and it was a good play for that defense.
All right, second half highlights when we come back to the Gamecock victory from Williams-Brice Stadium.
The tools of quality education come from the support of parents and teachers that challenge students to expand their horizons. Since the lottery began, over $1 billion has been appropriated by the General Assembly to enhance the educational opportunities of South Carolinians. This figure includes over $330 million directed to grades K through 12.
Good news! I got us on the family share plan. Each of you gets a Verizon wireless phone, so whenever you go out, you'll have the network. When you guys go to the mall,
We'll have the network.
and when you go wherever it is that you go.
I'll have the network.
There's only one family share plan that also has the nation's most reliable wireless network. Add up to 3 lines for just $9.99 each. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Want to get into the game without going to the game? Then get to Bobby Harton Sports Grill on Sam Rittenberg and West Ashley. They've got the NFL Sunday Ticket and the ESPN College Football Game Plan for the ultimate football fan. And just like if you're at the game, when your team scores, they'll even play your fight song. Enjoy ice-cold buckets of beer, mouth-watering Angus beef burgers, and the best wings in town. Get into the game. Get to Bobby Harton Sports Grill on the corner of Sam Rittenberg and Orange Grove in West Ashley.
In Mount Pleasant, see State Farm agent Jack Tankersley for the discounts and savings you deserve.
Not surprisingly, we got ourselves a ball game at Williams-Brice.
I tell you what, Todd, I'm really just so happy for Carolina football fans. Everybody knows they haven't had a lot to cheer about over the years, and yesterday was their day in the sun. I've been pretty lucky to have a lot of days in the sun, but yesterday was one for all Carolina people.
Not beating the Florida Gators since we've been in SEC play, not since 1939. It was one to remember. Chris Leak back in action for the Gators.
Yeah, their offense was pretty good yesterday. We held them to, well, I guess 20, and they got 2 on the blocked extra point. So that was, hopefully 20 is pretty good, and hopefully our offense can get more than 20. We had some breaks to do it yesterday, though.
Well under their average of 28. Here's Billy Latsko again with that little flat route.
Yeah, that's a play that a lot of teams are using now, and they hit us on it. It was a good play for that defense right there. There's Mike on about an 8-9 yard toss sweep.
Toss was good to him yesterday. He finished with 2 touchdowns and 88 yards, as we mentioned. And boy, what a play this was. Sidney Rice.
Yep, Sidney comes back for a little fade route. Guy just barely gets in there, and he tried to stretch it in the end zone. Ball hit on about the 1 yard line.
He had 112 yards receiving, but did have his touchdown streak broken. He, of course, mentioned he didn't care much about that.
No, he went down to the 1 here, and actually Blake audible to a little slant that got interference earlier in the game. So he had a couple shots at it. But, yeah, he's 8 in a row, pretty doggone good, and we were just worried about winning the ball game. 12
touchdowns on the season for Sidney Rice so far as well.
Yeah.
Mike Davis goes in at the fullback position on that touchdown, Coach.
Right. Yeah, I think Mike had 2, and did Dacus have 2?
Dacus had 2.
Yeah, 2 each. To have 4 rushing touchdowns, when I don't know if we had 4 all year in one game, was a little different. But that's what football is all about. You don't do the same thing every week. Some weeks you throw a little bit more and run. Other weeks run more. And yesterday it was time to put it on the ground.
Here comes the Gamecocks D. Look at the top side here of your screen, folks. What a great effort.
Yeah, Lindsey, Jordan Lindsey there, stripped it and almost recovered, but they got it back. Excellent effort by the Lindseys.
We mentioned 30 sacks on the season for Carolina. The 5 against Florida, the most they've had against them all year long. It's the fourth quarter of play now.
Yeah, I tell you, we had them down here and got some 8 or 9 minutes left, and they took a long time on this drive, which was helpful for us. And they ended up getting a field goal, I think, out of it, but they made 2 fourth downs. And you know, sometimes you make those fourth downs, it leads to something, but our guys were not to be denied. They just kept playing. I think this was the sack here.
2 sacks in a row. First one was by Oris Lambert, and here's another one now. DC gets a piece of it, and Morris comes back.
Comes good hustling by. Right.
He had another great game at defensive end for you.
Yeah, Oris is hustling. Jacksonville, Florida. This is special for him, special for all of our players, but really, really special for our seniors. You know, they can say they were on that team, beat Florida for the first time in 66 years, or at least first time in SEC play.
And now you're trying to run some clock here, and Mike Davis and Dacus Turman back to work.
Yeah, we had 3rd and 2, and we tried to hit Sidney on a little swing pass, and the ball just slipped on, and we squirmed that one through the left upright. Snap was a little low. Ike Crowford did a good job getting it down, and Josh hit one of his patented kicks just inside the left bar. Sometimes I think he aims for that, Todd, but he got that one in there.
It's 30-19 at this point in the ball game.
Yeah, there was a 3rd down play that left them about 4th and 2 or 3, and as you can see, the fans are into it, and they hit a little slant over here. We got Mike West trying to cover one of their really good receivers, and didn't work out. But and I think we get them in 4th and 8 here in a minute, too. Oh, here's the sack by...
That's Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah, Tucker had a heck of a game. Well, we thought we were going to hold them here, but they bounced out of this one and hit a 4th and 8 here in a minute.
Again, though, Coach, it did feel like they were running the clock for you almost as they were on offense.
They were not in a big hurry, it seemed like. So we were, here was the 4th down play. And we went after them without a safety back there, and they hit a little post route. So here they are firing at us. And completion.
2 in a row to Cornelius. That one good for 11 yards.
But we toughen up, force a bunch of incompletes. Jonathan Joseph had some good defended plays on Dallas Baker, their big, tall receiver. And
Kenny McKinley takes a coach on the onside kick and is able to recover that.
Yeah, we got the perfect bounce right to him, and that's what you hope for when they're onside and that you get the perfect bounce. We got it, and short pump by Josh, and guy come up and made a nice. They're on the 22-yard line, and they had 12 guys out there playing, and you can't do that. So that ended the game right there. That was a nice penalty. I'm sure we were all happy not to watch Chris Leak to see if they could drive down there and tie it up. So that was a good penalty at the right time, and we got a happy bunch of Gamecocks.
30-22 is the final score, and we actually have some player reaction for you here after that great win.
Man, this is a dream season. This is a season I've been waiting on for 5 years. And, man, I just thank God for this whole opportunity. Man, we went out there and played hard. We made some mistakes, but we came back, and, man, I'm feeling so good.
I think a lot of people kind of doubted us. Didn't think we could do what we've done. I mean, but we knew that we could do it.
A lot of people, they probably expect this out of us, think we can do it, win this many games. But we just stayed focused, came together as a team.
Man. I smell a Henny. I knew it! The new Ram 1500 with a new front end, new suspension, new frame. It's got a Hemi, all right, and that MDS to save you gas. Whoa! A new interior. Woo! Sweet! That can't be good.
Our hometown, where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
Watch that. I got him. I see him. Whoa! Give me the ball, Pops. Come get it.
I think that's challenge.
Are you serious? I won't even put my bag down. Come on, man.
Don't let that man shoot you.
I got nothing. You don't got nothing. Your mouth looks dry. Have a Coke.
Your face something. Daddy hung on your tongue. You know what that is? That's the root time, son. Legend.
You've got to have the gear. You got to get the goods. You're cooking in, eating out, dressing up, dressing down. You need your school colors, and you need them now. Well, this is the place. SECstore.com, the one-stop shop for SEC fans with every conference team and all the conference merchandise right at your fingertips. At championship time, it's the quickest way to get officially licensed championship caps and tees. Great quality, huge variety, quick shopping, easy clicking, fast shipping every day, anytime at SECstore.com.
No matter how the ball bounces, you'll always come out ahead with Carolina Pride. Carolina Pride, perennial Southeastern champs.
Yeah, we got one more than you.
Welcome back to the Steve Spurrier Show. It's now time for our game ball giveaway sponsored by Corner Pantry. And this week's winner is Marcus McLeod of Dalzell, South Carolina.
Congratulations, Marcus. Here we go.
Each week this season, one lucky Corner Pantry customer will win a Steve Spurrier autographed football. Stop by any Corner Pantry location and register to win. Then watch the Steve Spurrier Show each week to see if you've won. Corner Pantry for all your tailgating needs. It's time for our All-Heart Player of the Week. Each week, Providence Heart Institute, South Carolina's Heart Hospital, and Coach Spurrier will recognize a player who left his heart on the practice and playing field. This week's winner is sophomore quarterback Blake Mitchell.
Yeah, I tell you what, Blake, everybody kept saying he's come a long way, Coach, and he has, and he can still play better. He knows that. He made some good throws yesterday, and a couple decisions. He could have chosen, a better guy here and there, but he's coming around, and he's got 2 more years, and he's got a chance to be maybe in your shoes someday around here.
Yeah, I think he's doing all right already. Blake Mitchell, congratulations, our Heart Player. We'll be back with more on the Steve Spurrier Show in just a moment.
Hey, it's just a sports conference. Yeah, people do dedicate rooms to their favorite teams, name their kids after coaches, and play fight songs at their wedding. At Regions, we know it's more than just a conference. It's unconditional love and bitter rivalry. It's the SEC, and it's what makes you, you. Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
In life, there are many entertainment options. And then there are the important things like your family, your job, and your health. Like any game, the South Carolina Education Lottery is just for fun. Sometimes you win, but sometimes you don't. If you feel like you have to play, then our games are not for you. So please play responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, please call 1-877-452-5155.
2 of the most important decisions you can make in planning your new home are the windows and doors. At Muller, we can help you make the right decisions. Muller can help you research, design, and complete the windows and doors for your new home. Tell your builder and architect that you want to be a part of the window and door buying process. Bring your plans to Muller.
Visit our showroom on Fain Street. Watch for the opening of our new 12,000 square foot showroom on Rivers at Aviation.
We're Muller, and we make your home better.
The rush is on for football fun at Manning's. Check out Manning's new personal viewing, flat screen TVs at your booth, or get the action on any one of Manning's 48 TVs all over the restaurant. With ESPN's game plan and the NFL Sunday ticket, you won't miss a single game. Monday means Monday Night Football with half-price pizza and a 4-night cruise giveaway all season. Of course, the best reason to come to Manning's is the great food. We're not talking bar snacks, but a tailgater's Greek-American feast. Plus, 30-cent wings during the game and beer specials, too. For football food and fun, it's Manning's.
The Steve Spurrier Show has been brought to you by Lurie's, for business, for pleasure, for life. By Verizon Wireless. South Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Palmetto Health, Corner Pantry, Carolina Dodge, Regions Bank, Providence Heart Institute, Carolina Pride, Coca-Cola, South Carolina Education Lottery, and Upstairs Audio and Video, Columbia's finest audio and video shop since 1972.
Thousands of USC students are attending college on a lottery-funded scholarship. For details, visit the lottery's website at sceducationlottery.com. Welcome back. The Gamecocks finished out the SEC play by beating two of the big three for the first time ever. They beat Tennessee and Florida. Of course, the Gamecocks reel off 5 straight SEC wins. Coach, you talked about the fans, you talked about your team. I know you're proud of your staff, too, because about a month ago, this team was not ready to win that game yesterday.
Well, as Cole put it very simply, we came together as a team somewhere between Kentucky and Vandy and Tennessee and so forth and down the line. So we feel confident we're gonna play, you know, pretty decent. We're not going to play stupid and have careless penalties and things like that. And that gives you a chance against everybody you play. And we also have been talking about we hopefully will play our best game of the year, the last game. And that's, of course, against Clemson this week. So we're just trying to improve as we go. And when the season's over, we'll look and see how we are. But special thanks to the fans. You were super yesterday. Loud when they had it. Quiet when we had it. And we did some checking off yesterday that was instrumental in the victory. So fans were a big part of our victory yesterday.
Coach, it's a 7 o'clock kick for the Clemson game. I don't know, I got to watch probably about the first quarter and a half of the Tigers. They looked good yesterday against Florida State. Do you know anything about Clemson?
Just a little bit, watching them on TV earlier in the year, some games when we were playing at night or daytime or whatever. But they're a very good team, a well-coached team. Shoot, it's going to be difficult. Hopefully we'll play one of our best because it's going to take that. But they're a good, dang good team, and we got to play one of our best to beat them.
One of the longest consecutive rivalries in the country will go next Saturday. Hope you'll join us on the Gamecock Radio Network or pay-per-view should you choose to do so. And of course, join us here on the Steve Spurrier Show. We'll see you after the Clemson game.